It has been officially announced that Prime Minister Mike Eamon will form the new government. Plus, in today's lifestyle segment, we'll give you tips to reach that recommended water consumption amount. And don't you worry, I am not driving the tram, but today's edition is on location on the double-decker streetcar. 15 on 15 starts right now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Yentl. As you can see, we are on the double-decker streetcar. We were about to leave the cruise terminal and heading into Main Street. So thank you for joining us on location today. So it has formally been announced that the individual who will be in charge of assigning ministry roles will be Prime Minister Mike Eamon. On Monday morning at 10 a.m., Prime Minister Mike Eamon departed the governor's office. The governor asked the Prime Minister to be the government formulator for the next term, 2013 to 2017. Mr. Mike Eamon has accepted. Last week, the governor met with various party leaders and political figures who have been involved with the election. He also met with different social government departments. During Prime Minister Eamon's speech this morning, he addressed the fact that there are certain areas the government needs to address immediately. This includes the deficit, AZV, and the pension reform. It was very likely that the person in charge of formulating the new government would be Prime Minister Eamon, but according to the Dutch political system, it is not always guaranteed. The Prime Minister pointed out that it is likely the minister positions will increase from 7 to 9. He is currently evaluating the different ministers to see which ones need special attention. If history is any indication, the positions for all ministers will be announced by the end of this month. Now, moving forward during the period of election time, there are various execution on issues that are usually held off until the election is over. This time has come. We spoke to the CEO of AHATA on the one issue the hotel sector would like the government to focus their immediate attention on. According to Jim Heppel, the CEO of AHATA, a formal process takes place after the election. The new leader of government reaches out to all interested parties on the island and takes into account authority member inputs. For the tourism sector, they'd like to see the drafted document on beach management to be finalized and for action to be executed.
Well, we began talking about this way back in 2010, and since then there have been a lot of ideas and a lot of basic discussion taken place. But for whatever reason, the situation hasn't really improved, and it's a really primary concern to us because the beach, particularly Palm Beach, that's one of the prime products that we offer. We want to offer a quality experience and a premium experience, and therefore the new regulations will begin to address all of that.
It isn't only the quality of Palm Beach, but the main concerns are people doing business and how aggressive the vendors are towards the tourists.
It's not really just the physical situation. I know there's discussions about palapas and how clean the beach is and so on and so forth. But what we're talking about is managing the number of vendors. There are salespeople on the beach, the water sports operators. All of that needs to come under control. And I know that the government has pulled a set of proposals together to address that. So we just want to get that finalized, and then the police are brought up to speed on how to enforce it. So that will help enormously.
Authority members within the tourism sector are aware of the government's main concern, which is the deficit. Jim Heppel says he is hoping tourism officials will be included in the discussion as to how to balance the budget. The goal is not to have the tourism sector take on the burden, so it can remain as a competitive primary economic pillar.
I think everyone's very conscious of the fact that the government's financial situation is a key issue that has to be addressed, and that the government of and in itself is very aware that that's a key issue. The 2014 budget has got to be prepared, so we would want to be involved in that process to make sure that the tourism industry remains competitive and isn't put in any difficulty.
We will hear more from Jim this week on the execution of the second phase of the new labor policies. As well, he will give us a detailed update on the opening of the Ritz-Carlton. And when we come back, we will have much more. Stay with us, and we are going from right here from the cruise terminal on the double-decker streetcar. So make sure to stay with us. Welcome back from the break, and if you are just joining us now, we are filming on location today. We are on the second floor of the double-decker streetcar, and I have to tell you, for those who haven't had the chance to bid on it yet, the view is amazing. It is nice and peaceful in here, and it's not too hot. I thought it would be, but the breeze is making it very nice. So let's get started with your lifestyle segment. Let's face it, we have a hard time consuming the recommended amount of water every day. So here are some tips for you. One of the simplest things you can do is add your own flavor. Water has a boring taste, but you can amp it up by using the natural stuff, such as watermelon chunks, mint, or even orange slices. Let it sit in the fridge for a few hours to make it even tastier. Another trick, order something spicy for dinner. It'll have you reaching for that water pitcher multiple times throughout dinner. And even technology can be of help nowadays. There are apps to remind you to have more water. Also, you should think of your wallet. You can make a pact with yourself to only order water at restaurants, and you'll save on calories and cash. You can also eat your water. Cucumbers, melons, celery, and even soup with a light broth all are hydrating foods rich with water, so you can even eat your way to consuming enough H2O. The sight of Christmas decorations or commercials already at this time of year is probably cringeworthy, but there is one bit of holiday shopping you should do right now, and that is to book your ticket. Travel experts say mid-October is the latest you can get to get the best selection and the most decent prices. Conventional wisdom says you'll find bargains if you put buying off until the last minute. Now, that theory does not seem to apply when it comes to flying during the holidays. The best time to purchase airfares for Christmas is from early September to mid-October, which means there's only a bit of time left. By late October, airfares for domestic travel increases by 50% for Christmas and 25% for New Year's Eve. And men, listen up. According to board-certified hair restoration experts, 20% of men start to lose their hair in their 20s. While genetics plays a big role, you still have some control over your hairline. And we aren't talking plugs or hair in a box remedies, we are talking food. Consuming things high in omega fatty acids, such as salmon, walnuts, flax seeds, tuna, and Brussels sprouts nourishes the noggin. Essential nutrients in foods such as kale reaches both the hair shaft and the cell membranes in your scalp, nourishing the follicles and promoting healthy hair growth. Foods like oysters are also good for hair protection. Plenty of zinc is what you should have in your body. It helps to keep your scalp and hair stay healthy. And now chickpeas and wheat helps to regulate hormones, testosterone included. Protein is also very important. Your hair is pretty much pure protein. So if you don't eat enough for both your muscles and hair, you'll have bulging biceps but a bald head. So try to eat more Greek yogurt, egg yolks, peanuts, beans, and chicken. Consuming iron also helps to prevent a receding hairline. Iron helps to deliver blood to the body's cells. If you neglect nutrient in your blood, you can't carry enough oxygen to your scalp for good hair growth. So eat dark leafy greens, whole grains, red meat, and turkey. On that note, hopefully that helped for all the men out there. And on that note, we will be right back. Stay with us. And welcome back from the break. Right here with me, I have Jean-Paul, who is from Curacao. And for a minute, we're going to see, as a tourist, how he feels about the streetcar. Jean-Paul, can you tell me, were your initial thoughts when you saw the double-decker streetcar?
Oh, it's a very nice initiative from Aruba for the tourism board here. Yes, it's a beautiful car, so I wasn't expecting this at all.
Do you think it's necessary? How do you think it benefits the tourism sector?
Well, actually, it's not necessary, but it's a nice initiative. Tourists like it. I think in the future they'll probably pay to get on board.
Now, do you think Curacao could make use of something like this, maybe just as an extra attraction?
Yeah, exactly like that, an extra attraction. So maybe we have a trolley, but not on rails, just tours in the town. So it's a nice initiative.
And from where to where are you traveling from with the streetcar today?
We're actually going to La Bonanza or something, a store like that, I thought.
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Enjoy your trip. And now we're going to move on to a Pan-American Health Organization package with Dr. Richard Visser. Take a look. Policymakers, as well authority members within the Ministry of Health, needs to assess how Aruba's health statistics and system panned out during the last 4 years. The question is, has the partnership with PAHO been helping, and what are other areas that requires more attention?
One of the things that we've started with PAHO, which is new for us, is that really to invite them in and to monitor and evaluate 4 years of work, and really look with us candidly and the different departments at what went well, what are our next challenges, where can we use some help. And together, I think, with agencies like PACO, Pan American Center for Obesity, CARFA, be able to then, with the tools, start moving in the right direction.
In order to continue reducing obesity rates and ensuring the execution is on the right path, certain questions needs to be answered. To find out whether certain campaigns put together by PAHO is working, policymakers needs to evaluate.
It takes an evaluation from outside and a monitoring from outside to help countries move in the right direction. I think that's going to be PAHO's major future work with the countries, and really saying, okay, we have the Millennium Goals, we know what we need to do for NCDs, who's doing it, where are we doing it, and are they really doing it? Where are their bottlenecks, where are they filling, and how can we fill that in?
And just so you know, on the streetcar, you must remain seated at all times for your safety. But of course, we are at a stop right now, and they are making an exception for us. Now, thank you for watching tonight. We'll be back here at the same time tomorrow, starting at 7:15 p.m., so be sure to join us then.